No.
Ah! God damn it!
Get off my car, bird shit.
Ah!
Well, this game certainly came out of nowhere, huh? Sniper Elite 5, released on Game Pass too, and it even came out right in time for Memorial Day weekend, which, by the way, Happy Memorial Day. And what a better way to celebrate it than honoring all the soldiers who beat Nazi ass in World War II. Sniper Elite 5 is more or less just another Sniper Elite game. Surely there's gotta be some difference or new additions, right? Of course. Introducing the non-lethal takedown? Seriously? Come on, this is World War II here. There were no non-lethal takedowns unless you wanted to capture and interrogate someone. Besides, Nazis were horrible, horrible pieces of shit, collectively. Part of the satisfaction of playing these games is killing them in the most creative, imaginative, and brutal ways possible. But I suppose they want the game to feel more inclusive and welcome to the white power gaming community. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. Yes, there's non-lethal options, and no, they offer no benefit in XP earnings, nor do they fit Carl Fairbairn's character of despising anyone who wears a swastika or SS uniform. It just doesn't belong in this series. Plain and simple. There is one cool new mode that helps evolve the series somewhat in this 5th installment, but I'll get to that eventually as I go along. The story of Sniper Elite has never really been a strong point for the series. It's always been secondary to gameplay like how most games are. It's fairly run-of-the-mill as far as World War II games go, and this one is no different. This time, series protagonist Carl Fairbairn teams up with a French resistance group to go after a potentially dangerous German secret project called Operation Kraken and kill the big bad Nazi general Haller in all its cheesy, ham-fisted dialogue glory.
I'm afraid Herr Klempt isn't available right now. Can I take a message?
Who is that? Who is that speaking?
Wouldn't you like to know?
The Shadow. You must be Mr. Fairbairn, the famous desert ghost.
And you are Abelard Moeller, evil Nazi butcher. Evil Nazi butcher. Evil Nazi butcher. Evil Nazi butcher.
I feel like this game doesn't gain or lose any merits based on its story. It's there, it is forgettable, but at the same time tolerable. I do like a couple of the characters like Marie and Charlie, but I really wish they had more actual character development put into them instead of just stringing them along for the ride. I was first introduced to the Sniper Elite series when I received a free Games with Gold copy of the second game back in 2015, and I hated it. I thought it was horrible. Sleeping on the job, huh? Wait, what? What? His eyes are open. How does he not see me? But over these past few years, I've continued with each new entry, and I found myself liking them more and more. This is a franchise that, at least in my opinion, has been improving since 2. 3 was okay, 4 was pretty good, and 5? 5 is really good. Flawed, but still great fun. These are games that have also been getting progressively more open-ended by design. 5 is basically a continuation of 4's open-world level formula, but even bigger and more interconnected with more ways to play and go about your missions. Each level shares a similar pattern of rewarding exploration, discovering new secret intel, resistance hideouts, and optional objectives, all of which give you XP and level up points that unlock some really helpful abilities ranging from combat, equipment storage, and overall health and medical perks. I really enjoyed my time exploring every nook and cranny to the best of my memory in each of the game's 8 large-scale missions. You'll often come across doors, locks, or safes that require you to find its key, or a crowbar, or a set of bolt cutters, or maybe just say fuck it and use a satchel charge if you don't mind making too much noise. Unlocking these sealed off places or compartments are where you can find most collectibles and maybe even some powerful weapons you otherwise can't load out with, like LMGs or rocket launchers. There are also insertion points that you can find closer by for future runs of that mission. Those hidden resistance rooms you find likely contain workbenches that you can use to mod your weapons. I don't even want to go into that much detail of how much you can mod your guns with attachments that you unlock through masteries over time. There's suppressors, different scopes, even different ammo types you can equip, from subsonic to armor piercing, so you can shoot through cover. The overall gameplay blend between sneaking around and killing quietly to mowing down dozens of alerted soldiers Rambo style while hearing air raid sirens go off have never felt better in a Sniper Elite game. Everything that clicked well in 4 works even better here for the most part. The map designs give you plenty of ways to dispatch patrols however you see fit, from taking down unsuspecting guards in tall grass, or surprising them around the corner of a doorway, or finding new alternative ways to infiltrate enemy occupied compounds quietly. It overall does a good solid job in terms of giving you strategic options and hidden access points. It often times made me feel like I was kind of playing a Splinter Cell game, and I love that. Now, there will probably be many occasions where you feel like fighting will be an easier option, but that aspect mostly serves you a pretty adequate third-person cover shooter as well. I do have an occasional problem sticking to some surfaces for cover, as well as the enemy AI often resorting to just standing there in the open shooting at you, at times even running at you like they're out of ammo or something. I've played better, but it's still a decent enough tactical shooter if you want to go that route, and your last known location indicator works well enough for both styles of play. The biggest staple these games are best known for is, of course, still here: the X-ray kill cams, and watching your round puncture different organs of the human body is still as satisfying as ever. One thing I never liked, though, is the disconnect between the gore in the kill cams and the lack thereof when you inspect their dead bodies after. There's still no actual detailed gore in these games. No exit wounds or blown off jaws or shot out eyes, nothing. That's one thing I'm really disappointed about this game, is that we're 5 games in and they still don't match what you see in the kill cams with a graphic aftermath. There's not even any differences between a rifle round hitting a body and a giant anti-tank round that realistically would completely destroy anyone who comes in contact with it. Also, the animations are hilariously awful. Get ready to see them do flying cartwheels whenever a grenade kill cam happens. Graphically, the game doesn't look amazing, just okay. Now it's important to remember that this is a cross-generation title, which means it can still only look as visually breathtaking as most third-party last-gen games did. It looks about the same as the fourth game, which came out in 2017. It does have some really beautiful looking locales like this level, absolutely gorgeous looking, but in terms of visual detail, nothing jaw-dropping. Some of the lighting and water effects look good. The faces in the cutscenes do look weird, oftentimes expressionless. I just love how a lot of places and things are almost humorously set up for sabotage. There are so many environmental hazards just waiting to be blown up and kill everyone around it. Like this one where you shoot down what looks like a piano as it falls on some poor guy as he walks hazardly below it. My absolute favorite, though, is one where you can slip poison in some guy's drink, ring a dinner bell that is conveniently placed right beside it as if this asshole had a butler who just suddenly decided to leave or something, and then you hide like a teenager who just lit up a flaming bag of dog shit and wait for him to collapse dead on the floor after drinking it. What the fuck, man? This is priceless comedy right here. Wait. Oh no. He's ragdolling out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at his face. Oh my god. His mouth looks like a toilet bowl now. Seriously. Look, I'll add a poop. There. Okay. It's time we talk about the bugs. This game has a lot of bugs. A couple are genuinely frustrating, like not being able to sneak through this little vent shaft to reach the catwalk and enter the building undetected. It actually made me have to engage in combat since this one particular stealth path is bugged out. There was also a time when I tried sliding down a hill but then accidentally triggered an infinite falling animation that resulted in needing to load an autosave. Luckily, this game autosaves like crazy by the minute, so it wasn't a big deal. It's also worth noting that the game did hard crash my Xbox One once during my initial playthrough. But most of the bugs I've come across are just funny ones, like enemies getting stuck while walking, or the famous T-pose, which I think happens if you kill guards too fast or while other stuff is happening. I don't know, it only happened to me like twice. You may or may not also come across what I call a big rigs bug, where there is no collision detection with a few objects. You can clip right through them and hide entirely within these objects. And for some reason, this one safe opened before I even got the chance to crack it open. It just let me grab all the contents in it as if the safe door is already opened. Besides the bugs, I do have a complaint regarding player movement, especially when it comes to climbing things. It can feel very clumsy and honestly outdated. I really wish this game had an actual jump button rather than a jump prompt. The prompts make it feel like there are a lot of input delays, but really, all of these issues hardly detracted from my very positive overall experience in Sniper Elite 5's campaign. It offers so much replay value. You're likely to spend anywhere from 10 to 20 hours alone on the single player depending on how much you're willing to explore and which difficulty you play it on. Speaking of difficulty, for those who want the ultimate challenge, probably the most brutal shooter experience of all time, I dare you to try it on authentic difficulty, meaning no HUD, no health, alertness, or objective indicators, maximum bullet drop and wind effects, and an incredible pinpoint crackshot aiming on the enemy's part. I can't do it. I just can't. Even trying it in co-op, we couldn't get far. There's sure to be a few Sniper Elite Grandmasters out there, but I am not one of them. Let's move on to the other modes. It's about time I mention the one new thing that's been introduced in Sniper Elite 5, and that is the Invasion mode. It's sort of similar to the invading in Dark Souls or Elden Ring. Here, you'll get hunted by a single Nazi sniper controlled by another human player. These encounters can be so intense and exhilarating, and even though it's not exactly original or innovative, I still like the idea of being able to surprise invade another player's world to a standoff. It's the best new thing about Sniper Elite, by a long shot. Get it? As the Nazi hunter, you get to make calls every so often to reveal the approximate location of the opposing player, which is a cool little detail and really helps keep the matches from becoming boring or stretched out. I feel like out of all the things Sniper Elite 5 will be remembered for, it is the invasion mode. The survival mode that was brought back from 4 is very fun too, where you defend different sectors of a map from incoming Nazi troops. This can be played solo or with a group of up to 4 people, and those have their own set of difficulty settings as well. I love how each of the different modes give you your own different loadouts and preferred customizable characters to play as. So, I think I've covered everything except the multiplayer. This should be interesting. We have free-for-all, team deathmatch, and squad-related games. Let's do the traditional team deathmatch first. You can never go wrong with team deathmatch. Wow, okay, apparently not many people are playing that. No biggie. Let's just do quick play and see what we get. No. Guys, I think this multiplayer might just be dead on arrival. So I'm not even going to bother grading the main multiplayer mode because quite frankly, there's not enough people playing. This game has only been out for 4 days, and yet I have still never seen a full lobby of players in a match. This is just pathetic. From what I've played, it seems okay by design, but again, it's hard to tell because it's hardly active. Maybe that just goes to show that Sniper Elite is dominantly a single-player and co-op experience, but if that's the case, then Sniper Elite 5 passes with flying colors. Even with all the bugs and noticeable flaws and drawbacks, I ended up becoming surprised at how much I really enjoyed it. I came in with a reasonable amount of skepticism due to there being no real news prior to it releasing. It just flew under the radar, but I'm glad I didn't miss it. My final score for Sniper Elite 5 is an 8 out of 10. This may seem a little higher than what it deserves, and it probably is, but when a game manages to actually make me want to replay it in this day and age, when I have too many other games to play or other things I need to do, that's saying something. Sniper Elite 5 is simply too much fun and engaging to pass up. I want to go back and find everything I missed in the campaign. I want to keep challenging myself with survival mode, and maybe invade another player's game every now and then. I feel like it has a little something for every tactical shooter fan. It is the best Sniper Elite game to date, and probably the best shooter of 2022 so far. Especially if they can eventually fix this.
The Gamer Gods!